What's up, man? Give me a ring back. This is Charlotte. Bye. Oh, gee, what? Are you guys sleeping now? Oh, come on. It's 9:45. What's up, man? Give me a ring back. This is Charlotte. Bye. You sent message erased. First saved message.
Thank you for praying on my rosary, Grandma. I don't remember how to pray the rosary.
Yeah.
The weather change.
The weather?
Oh, well, I know too. It's like a little warmer, right?
Summer.
Hot time. Oh, they went out?
Good. Very good. Yes, very good.
How are you feeling? How do you feel?
The same thing all the time. Oh, now that you remind me, well, little at a time, I have to put the eye and the nose, and the eyes. And
That shit they have you on is turning you into a zombie, man. Grandpa, I want to take you off that shit. Fuck it, I like you the other way better. You just gotta try to keep from stabbing me with scissors just because you don't like what I'm saying, okay? Grandpa. I was gonna say, do you like that medication they give you, or do you think it?
the way he gave me, I take it. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. I don't see the difference. So I don't see the difference.
Yeah. What? How could you? That shit's got you like a fucking zombie.
See the difference.
I think I like you. I liked you better when you were a pain in the ass, Pop.
I am good, very, very good. Yes, very well taken care of.
I'm sorry.
Very well, very good.
Oh boy. Look at that. Out of habit. She's praying the rosary.
Very good.
She's the one that remembered the Lord's Prayer for me. Right, Grandma?
Do you hear anything from Sonia? No, you don't have time.
Not really. We haven't been talking lately. It just seems like we write emails. Very impersonal stuff, but I guess it's what needs to be.
Very good, of course.
I wish I could do this shit without being emotional about it. It's the only thing. It's very hard to watch. It's just, two people that have been like parents to you your whole life. I wish I wasn't such a big wussy about it. But that's cool.
Yeah. Frenzy,
Frenzy. Oh man, I got a cold.
Lydia. Frenzy.
On top of it, start bawling like a little girl and get stopped up all day.
The judge heard arguments. He heard out the county counsel's office representing the sheriff. He heard the defense. He heard the city attorney. He ruled that he was remanding Ms. Hilton to the sheriff's custody
Scott,
to serve the remainder of her sentence.
I suppose you have. What do you call that? You have the medication. They send you something for the medication, right?
Of course, very good.
Oh.
A.M.
For you?
Huh?
Yours?
Mine what?
Your medication?
Or are you?
No. I'm asking you, you asked me a question. Did they send me something, the medication? Do you mean your medication?
Oh, wait a minute. That's my fault. Wait. Wait. I have to think of it. I am not dumb. It's just that I have to worry about other things. Wait.
This University of Washington Tacoma graduate is 78 years old and graduating with a lifelong dream to be married. Despite his age, the retired Navy
You don't feel heat?
first get his family to graduate from
You don't feel hot?
inmates on the run. One of them is
Grandpa,
also hosts David Letterman. What the storm
I have felt hot from the first time I ever visited this fucking place.
Yeah, but now
It's always hot. Now it's even hotter.
Gets hotter, yes.
It's June. It's the month of June. It's summer.
Summer. Oh,
Yeah.
goodness. Oh,
We gotta
boy.
find his hearing aid. He lost it again for the 800th time. And the professional hearing aid finder is not here this weekend.
Wow.
He's at his mother's.
You could only get rid of this. We go some other place.
We will.
It's not easy, right? Oh, you
No, it's not hard and it's not easy, but it just takes a little time. But we will. We'll get this place finished eventually and we'll get out of here, okay?
get sick of it.
Anywhere you want to go, Grandpa. I'll take you anywhere you want to go. I promise you. You want to go to New York? I'll take you to New York and I'll live there with you. You want to go? I don't care where you want to go.
I don't want to, I was thinking a lot of things about the sister and all that. They don't care about us.
Yeah, they do. They care about you. Everybody
We
cares
wish
about you,
everybody
Grandpa.
get it well, that they get well. I don't want them to.
It's just that some people don't want to risk a lot when they get involved in emotionally in anything really. In certain things, people just don't want to. They don't take that risk.
And I was thinking about what you said about the South. What do you call that?
We are not going
But the
south.
family you sleep.
Oh, Georgia.
Georgia.
Well, maybe we'll do
Then I
that.
was thinking too, but then I I said Georgia, I said the same thing. But it's the same thing everywhere. Right?
It's not as hot in Georgia. That's one thing I like about it.
Yeah, it's all there.
International Space Station right now. Was there any damage in last night's launch? What the astronauts will be looking for and asking in August. And President Bush is making his way across Europe and when in Rome to impress a list of people he's meeting with today.
It's an evil man right there.
She handcuffed? Yeah, she was cuffed.
She was cuffed. Paris Hilton's home confinement is very brief. A media frenzy and plenty of cameras follow the story that has trapped her in the law-breaking heiress's prison cell. This Saturday morning,
Very
the
good,
usual
of course. Very, very well. A.M. Oh, very good, of course. Very good.
Too much celebrity bullshit. Who cares? God almighty Lord. Why do people need so much drama in their lives? They're insulating themselves from the real reality and just taking artificial drama and substituting it for their feelings, and their feelings end up being like auto responses. Jesus, I hate to admit it. All those old farts were right when they said that the world was just going to shit in a handbasket, and when I was young.
Very good, of
Thank
course.
God I listened to some of them. Oh wow, Grandma, thank you so much for praying for me. Thank you for praying for me. I asked her to pray that rosary for me, boy, and she just started praying it. I mean, she's speaking too low for you to hear, but she's saying everything in Spanish. It's like she always did. She used to say the rosary a few times a day. And I asked her to please say that rosary for me, the one that my mother gave me. And she's praying that rosary, and I know God's going to listen to us.
Hold on, come on.
Right now, the shuttle is on a kind of
Very, very good, of course.
God is so obvious.
A.M.
I don't know how anybody can't see this. God is so obviously right here among us. Every day of our lives, all we have to do is open our eyes. Open our eyes, right, Grandma?
Very, very good, of course.
Can you hear that? You hear that? And she counts. She's even counting the beads.
Very, very good, of course.
Glory be to God.
A.M. And good. Very good.
So glad I came in here this morning. So I don't do this every day, but at least I get to do it a few times a week. But it's hard. It's hard. I don't know why I get so emotional when I look at them.
She's said to be undergoing physical and mental examinations now and will be kept in the jail's special medical unit.
Especially him. You know, I feel like
He
I
was widely expected to serve another
betrayed him. Fucking call the police on him.
Well, now an announcement says that Joint Chiefs of Staff Chairman Peter Pace will be out of the job.
We had to interrupt that pattern, but
Very, very
I
good,
swear to
of course.
God,
Very
I
good.
swear to you, Lord, I liked him more when he was a major pain in the ass. You know, at least he was alive. This is bullshit. I'm gonna have to make a plea to this doctor and just tell him, look, this is bullshit. Let's try something else. I'm the one that needs those meds that he's on.
Radio talk show host is buying Cindy Sheehan's
Very
5-acre
good, of course,
home
very
in
good.
Texas.
Of course, very good.
And will act as
Very good.
the
This is the best decision I ever made, though. The best thing I ever did in my life. Thank God I made that promise to my grandma. I want everybody in the future who hears this, long after I'm gone, I want you to know that as I live and breathe, my grandmother sat me down and I promised her that I would do this for her. And I never took that promise lightly. And it's the best thing that ever happened to me. I've learned so much from it. You have to be able to reach out and touch feelings that aren't comfortable in life. It's part of the whole balance of things. And this is part of life, a very important part of life, And when we get more involved yes, very important, Grandma, because we evolve by taking care of each other. Me sitting here taking care of Grandma and Grandpa is evolving my spirit. It's teaching me a lot about life. Some of it's not so comfortable, but I believe this is part of the wisdom that I'm always praying for. Because believe it or not, I do pray, and the thing I pray for the most is the wisdom to wisdom. Sometimes the only way to get it is through experience. But sometimes, just sometimes you can absorb it, right? Right, Grandma? Sometimes you can absorb wisdom instead of having to live through hard knocks. And
yeah,
you can learn
very, very
without having to
good.
beat your head against the wall.
AM, very good.
And then we got
Very good.
the zombie over here. I want Anthony to have that vase.
Very, very good, of course. Very well taken care of. Very good.
As we all know, junk food can put out of pounds. But this can happen especially in smaller children who don't yet understand calories and trans fats. Well, one state is trying to make sure parents get the message that their kids need to eat healthy. Dr. Sanjay Gupta checked out that message and is
Very good.
The state of California hopes the ad force parents to stop and think before they give their kids junk food. The ads warn parents that poor diet can lead to weight problems, illnesses, even early death.
We're trying to convey to you these little choices all day long. A cookie here, a donut there.
Very, very good, of course.
By the end of the day, the child may consume far more calories than
Let's see what these Easter things and that.
Kids just eating and eating it. Everybody keeps feeding them and
Okay,
they're
okay.
diabetes and stuff. And we're watching it.
This Chape.
No, I sent them on an errand.
Thank you for calling Golden Triangle Acupuncture Spa. If you reach
Avon, give me a call. It's about a vase. You hold on to that rosary, Mama. Hello.
Hi.
Hey. What? Not much. Not feeling too good today, but and I'm having, just going through some emotional changes. But other than that, everything's cool. Just out here with Grandma and Grandpa, and I just had a thought, and I wanted to see what you think about it. You know that red vase, that vase that Grandma made in ceramics? I just had this idea. It's gonna get broken here. It's gonna end up getting fucked up. And I was wondering what you thought. I'm sure that plenty of people would love to have it, but I was wondering what you thought about us having it, taking it somewhere and having it packed up real nice and sending it to like Anthony. Well, he's raising a family. He's got young children, and with Grandma having influenced us so much and stuff, I bet he'd really like to. He would dig on that.
Very, very good. A.M. Very, very good.
What's that?
Oh, very good.
Well, one of the reasons that I asked you was to try and drag you into it. I thought maybe you could work that out, and I'll just take it somewhere and have it packed. Because I don't really talk that much to those people, and I just think if I get a chance to talk to them, I'd love to. But I would really appreciate it if you would give him a call and ask him if he would like it, and that I'd be happy to ship it to him. Yeah, if you. What'd you say? Okay. All right. Well. Cool.
Oh, yes, very good.
And how you making out with all those kids? It's kind of, it's kind of like quick. So I mean, I know you got to be going through some changes. I know. Right, you got it, honey. You just hit the nail right on the head. Yep. What? Wow. That's pretty serious stuff right there. Safety issues and everything else. Wow. Well, that's part of it, honey. That's part of it. But I worry about you, and I hope you don't let that stress work you. You gotta remove yourself at times. In a sense, you have to remove yourself from the moment without insulating yourself, from making the good decisions and all that. In other words, it's a tricky little tightrope.
I was telling everybody last night, he adapts to his situation. He builds it out, and he's going to go in there and see how they attack him, and he's going to make a counter to how they play defense on him.
The silver lining for the Cavaliers is that James eventually finds what he's looking for, rebounding from those disastrous openers to average 27 points per game in the remainder of the previous two series. Larry Snell, CNN, San Antonio.
Investigating an alleged incident involving golfer John Daly, who claims his wife tried to stab him with a steak knife while he slept. Daly had his business badge marked on his cheek Friday while playing the St. Championship. Deputies were called to South around 6 a.m. that
Wow.
Very, very good.
unable to locate the knife Daly claims she used in the alleged
Oh man. I know there's another tricky situation.
Imagine a TV show where you don't just watch the news, but you help tell it too. Now that describes news to me. It really is a new kind of newscast out there. One that you and other viewers help create. You're now listening.
Yeah, I hear you. And that was not a bad response on your end. Keep in mind, there's one thing that I learned, a little trick that I learned with Thomas is I learned not to really, and you know how withering, I mean, I'm like dad, you know, but I don't ever do that in front of his friends. I don't ever dress him down.
Just how much pull does the president have with the Senate?
Yeah, I'm just saying that I'm just relating something that I came up with that I really it helped. It's I think it helps his self-esteem and the whole process of I would or I guess I should say the processing of his mistakes, or what I see deemed to be his mistakes. You know what I mean? And I just kind of like, all right, you know, come over here. That's pretty cool. Good for you. Right. Keep in mind the environment she came out of. She watched a lot of manipulation and shit like that. So she's. Oh, I understand that, Yvonne. I'm sorry. I thought we were just going back and forth. I didn't know I was supposed to shut up. Go ahead. All right, go ahead.
Very, very good.
Now you can choose your perfect summer
Very
radiance.
good, very, very good.
Radiance lotion.
Take a chance, you like that.
Dial technology.
Oh, in there. Right in there, very good.
Skin tone. Get summer radiance at any time. New continuous radiance. It's a no-brainer. Dad's purchase at Best Buy. From HD TVs to MP3 players, we'll help you find exactly what you want. Best Buy.
That's like Uncle Mikey, man. Wow, that's crazy. I'm sorry I spoke. I was just reacting, I guess.
Closed captioning hours provided by resveratrol complete the powerful antioxidant formula.
Are you getting enough antioxidants? Try Finish Well with resveratrol from Grit.
Very, very good, of course.
4 times stronger than Brand alone.
Good night. Very good. AMFM, very
More
good.
news continues on this Saturday, June 9th. Great having you with us on Susan and Bricks. Among the top stories this morning, President Bush is in Rome for some high-profile meetings. He had his first ever audience with Pope Benedict XVI. He is also meeting with the new Italian Mr. Bush has been in Europe all week for the CEO summit. Well, Space Shuttle Atlantis is on its way to the International Space Station a little while tomorrow afternoon. Liftoff last evening was near perfect.
Well, she paid for it dearly. So what I'm, you know, and that's my worry with you. You apparently have everything figured out. That's good. I'm over here trying to figure out.
When do elections take place? Election, Democrat.
I think we have another few more years or
So
so.
they will take place,
Another year and a half or so.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll sneak you in so you can cast the vote. He's this shit we've got him doped up with, man. He's just a living zombie. And I'm gonna have to, you know, yeah, I liked him better when he was a big, huge pain in the ass. This is just, yeah, this is, you know, this is fucking
Very good,
ridiculous.
of course, very
He
good.
walks around with a drool hanging from his chin. he walks around with a drool hanging down from his chin half the time all the way to the floor, and you know, he's just he's a fucking basket case. And amazingly enough, I just before I forget, I wanted you to know that there's going to be a set of DVDs that I'm making. You know, like day in the life type shit. You know, life with Grandma and Grandpa. I want you to know that they're in existence, so that you know, this way somebody. I mean, I'm gonna make a few copies of them, and this way they are recorded for posterity. You know, and yeah. I just handed Grandma the rosary that Mom made me, and I had begged her to, you know, I didn't beg her, but I asked her to, Grandma, will you pray this rosary for me? I'm trying to get God to, I'm praying to God for something, and I thought maybe you could help me out. And she sat down, and she remembered the Lord's Prayer for me, because I had forgotten parts of it, believe it or not. And, yeah, well, I had all the other ones down, but anyway, the point is that she just sat down and I don't know if you can hear her right now, she's praying the rosary, and she's working the beads. I mean, it's amazing. Can you hear her? Listen.
Very, very good. AM. Very good.
Uh-huh.
Taken care of. Good, very good.
The nation's only 2 satellite radio services are hoping to unite as one.
Yeah.
You hear her? She went right back to it. She's praying that rosary for me, and I know God's gonna listen. I'll tell you what, man, it's always nice to have somebody on the inside. She's like, it's one of the things I love, you know, about her, and she's just the closest thing to a saint I've ever met. I have never met anybody that, you know, nobody I knew, anybody, way that was just so pure of heart.
No, you don't say. We just flinch at that. Listen.
Yeah, that too.
Whatever. It's time to call your doctor. If I need a prescription, I don't want to get hooked. Don't worry.
Okay. All right.
Let's go. I did a lot.
I gotta be at Orlando. I gotta go work as soon as David gets back. All right. Take care. I love you.
That means you can take it as long as you need it and stop when you don't. The doctor thinks why my Rosarum is so different. Don't take Rosarum if you're taking Luvox, fluvoxamine, or have severe liver problems. Avoid taking it with alcohol. Try for upgrade machinery before you Rosarum. Rosarum may affect some hormones. Consult your doctor about how this may affect you, or if your insomnia doesn't improve. Take Rosarum like a pill. Side effects may include drowsiness,
Please help me turn this around. I cannot do it without you. I cannot do it without you, Lord.
Lincoln.
You got it. That's Abe Lincoln and some
Yeah,
and a
Lincoln.
groundhog or some shit. I don't know. Like that kind of
That's
pisses on us.
stupid thing. They do it purpose.
There's fear always in life. Trepidation. What's on the other side of the wall? Or should I do this? Or should I not do this? Or what's going to happen? It's just the right move. The reality is, you have to
Very, very, very good.
but you just have to make sure that you fall forward.
SPF measures UVB rays, not UVA rays. Rays that can cause skin damage and skin cancer. That's why Neutrogena created Ultra-Shade Helioplex. It provides the highest level of UVA and UVB protection. Helioplex, only from Neutrogena.
Hotel heiress Paris Hilton will wake up in a Los Angeles County jail in what may seem like a very bad nightmare. But to a hungry media, her tearful journey back behind bars has been priceless.
Very good.
CNN's Ted Rollins looks at his latest case of color fascination and media frenzy.
She handcuffed? Yeah, she was cuffed.
Paris Hilton's journey back to jail started in handcuffs and arrived with sheriff deputies from her house to a waiting judge who wanted to see her back in court. Photographers and reporters literally trampled each other, trying to get a glimpse of Fulton as she left. When the air news helicopters showed the chaos outside.
The media is just out of control.
was very good.
And I have some really, really heavy stuff to say about this direction that the media in Hollywood are driving society. It's like controlled by certain people who want to give a certain message, and everybody else is just following along with that bullshit. Wow, how dangerous. If the world ever needed God, it's more now. The world needs you, God.
Very good. Oh yes, very, very good. AMF and very good.
Yellow. Yes. Hey there. I'm still getting ready to go to work here. I'm waiting for David to get back. Yeah, he's a good guy. I'm glad everything worked out. Darla still apparently doesn't know that you're home. She's still bugging me, and you know what? I'm not gonna deal with that shit. She left me some pretty nasty messages. Don't ever come over here again. You know what? What we talked about was so correct, and God, it's great. You know, God sends messages in odd ways, and I was looking for that message, and I don't need that shit. I really don't need to be a party to it anymore. I need to get my ass down to Orlando and finish this job so that I can put this one away to bed. But I'm just hanging out here in the living room with my grandparents, just enjoying their company. And my grandmother's actually praying a rosary for me. It's so cool. She jumped right on it. I mean, she can't remember my name, but when I asked her to pray that rosary, man, she jumped in there and she remembered the prayers better than I did. I'm the one that needs the fucking intercept. Oh, I'm sorry, Ben. What did you tell me? About what? Oh, okay. All right, let me get this other call real quick. It's really important. It's about the job. All right? Yes. Yo. What's up, Mike? No, I'm sitting here in the living room with Grandma and Grandpa, getting ready to head down to Orlando and lay some time. Okay. No, I take some of that blame, dude. I gotta know when to ease up on people, and sometimes I don't do that because I'm trying to push them, you know, towards the direction that they want to go. I'm just as hard, if not worse, on myself. I mean, I fucked off a couple of those days when I could have woke up and urged you guys to get going. You know what I mean? And I take responsibility for that. Yeah, I wasn't setting a very good example. However, I stand on some of the things I said because, you know, it's just it just doesn't work when you do it in some ways, and that's a road that I should know better because I've been down it, you know. So I take a lot of responsibility for that, and yeah, I'm glad, man. I'm glad. That's important to me. All the little details and all the little fighty shit and all that's fine, but the thing is to keep, you know, the realism, because that's where we evolve. You know what I mean? You can't evolve if you don't stay in touch with that reality. And that's as usual. You come in the last minute and impress me with your you know, with your aptitude and your awareness. Thank you. Yeah. All right. You want to hang out, you get your ass over here and come and do some fucking tile work. That's what you need to do. But I mean, not. And then again, I understand what you mean. Yes, that's fine. I will not be a stranger, and I can't be, because you're my charge. Well, I need some help finishing this job, but I'm going down there regardless right now. As soon as this motherfucker gets back, yeah. I'm not. One thing I got to do is, no matter what happens, I got to put this one to bed. My name's riding on it, and that's really important to me. But and I have another guy that's coming to help me today that knows tile. So I have to do it, because I want to make sure that when those people look at that floor, they go, God damn. Took 2 weeks to do it, but the motherfucker look at it, So I want. It's all right. I got everything. Believe it or not, you may not believe this, but I know exactly what's what and where it went, and because I've been doing this for a long time, and it can ease, and it's, I understand where you're coming from, because it's easy to lose track of that, and maybe you felt like you were getting jammed, but if there's certain things that I would humbly offer as to just consider when you think of those things, and because it's not what you think. I'm not a real. If there's anything I'm not, it's greedy. I'm not a greedy man. I always look out for everybody's interest, and fairness is something that I can't sleep off of. You know what I mean? If I'm not on the level, I feel bad. You know what I mean? And it gets me in a lot of trouble, because people I'm not directing this at you, but a lot of people, not only do they not know how to not take advantage of it, but they'll look at it as an angle. And I got a lot on my plate, I got a lot on my plate. So those are the things that I wake up thinking about, and so anyway, yeah, you're right. There should be some type of an agreement, because that's what gentlemen do. But like I never counted on, and I'll tell you what it is. I never counted on me not having my ass out of bed at 5 a.m. and showing you how it's done. Like I said, I take responsibility for that, because I had two opportunities where I fucking slept in, and instead of setting an example for you, I took the easy way out, and that's what I get for it. And I knew that already. It's a lesson I've already learned several times. So I take, like I said, I take some responsibility for that. If I would have had you guys in the saddle correctly, you wouldn't be feeling like you do right now. Because the total